My name is J.J. Conway, and for the next 20 minutes, I'm going to explain to you a company called Bonvoyage1000, what our product is, what the opportunity attached to it is, and explain to you how it's going to be possible for you to take vacations around the world in some exotic locations all over our planet for prices that you absolutely will not believe. We are a global travel company that gives to our members incredible discounts on condominiums and hotels around the world at some of the most desirable vacation spots on planet Earth. So without further delay, let me kind of show you what it is that we do and how we do it. Let's just jump right in. First thing to know about our company is we are a company where if you'd like to get involved with us, we have a one-time lifetime fee of $350. If you pay $350 one time, you become a member of Bonvoyage 1000 for the rest of your life, and you're able to will it to your children. Now, the significance of our membership is this. We do not have an annual fee, and there are no monthly auto ship fees or any other fees whatsoever with our membership. Once you become a member, you're going to receive a lifestyle card. The lifestyle card with its number gets you into our matrix, if you will, and makes it possible for you to come into our available inventory of hotels and condominiums and suites around the world that you can vacation on. We are a one-stop travel center. We save you time and save you money whenever it is or wherever it is that you'd like to go. Now, we are obviously a major alternative to just picking up the phone and making a reservation to go on a vacation somewhere. We are also a major alternative to timesharing. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with timesharing, let me give you a real quick 30-second explanation. Timesharing, normally you get subjected to a 2 or 3 hour high-pressure sales pitch by someone. This person convinces you in a 2 or 3 hour time frame to invest anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000 on a 1-week vacation that you can exchange for other places around the world. They explain to you that it comes with a maintenance fee. The first year, that maintenance fee is usually $75 to $125. But what they don't explain is that every year that maintenance fees go up. So after 10 or 6, anywhere from 6 to 10 years, the average right now on maintenance fees is $650 to $1,200 a year on your maintenance fee with the timeshare, whether you go on vacation or not. A lot of money. The advantage that people, or the reason that people buy timeshare ownership, quite honestly, is because they want to be able to exchange. They want to go to Rome. They want to go to Paris. They want to go to Hawaii. They'd like to go to Orlando with the children. They'd like to be able to travel the world. The problem is, even though these are really great sounding places and they're exotic and everything, when you actually try to exchange your week, you find out that if you really wanted to go to those places, you would have needed to spend a little bit more money, or you need to go to these places when nobody else wants to go there, for instance, in the dead of winter or something. Most of the time, when you make your request, you get back from the company, whichever one of the travel exchange groups that you're using, I'm sorry, we don't have any vacancies. Please try again next year if you could. The difference with Bonvoyage, and this is a huge difference, and I want to impress upon you how huge it is. Not only can we get you to these exotic locations around the world that you've always wanted to go to since you found out that they existed, not only can we get you there when it is that you'd like to be there, even if it's high time, but sometimes we can get you there for as low as $100 for the entire week, $14 a day. Can't even stay home for that. Sometimes we can get you there for $150 or $200 or $300 or $400 in 3, 4, and 5-star resorts around the world. And I'm talking about 8 days and 7 nights. I'm not talking about just a day. I'm talking about 8 days and 7 nights. Now, in addition, we're going to get you there. Whenever it is that you'd like to go, we will get you there. And that's the difference with Bonvoyage 1000. Now, how does it work? Well, all you do is decide where it is that you'd like to go. Once you decide where it is you'd like to go, you then go to bv1000travelcenter.com and you go to our website. Once you're on our website, what's going to come up with our card is the porthole that we have that lets you go and make your reservations for a condominium, a hotel, or a cruise, wherever it is that you'd like to go. Now, some of our members, they like to vacation only in hotels. Nice hotels. A lot of people like to go here in the United States. Other people like to go to places around the world. This is a global call right now. We have people tuning in from all over the world. Most people are either people that love to stay in hotels, or they like to stay in condominiums, or they have cooking facilities in the room. Usually there's maybe 1, 2, or 3 bedrooms. They've got kids going with them sometimes. Whichever way it is that you would like to vacation, we can accommodate both. There are also a great many of our members that just use the membership just to cruise. We not only have every single cruise line that there is on the face of planet Earth, but every cruise destination that you ever wanted to go to. Not only can we get you there, we can get you there for prices that no one else on earth can match. Not Priceline.com, not spur-of-the-moment cruises, not vacations to go. No one has our price points. When you are going on vacation, another thing, when you go, we give you your own concierge. And what your concierge does, your concierge takes care of all your travel reservations for you. It takes care of the cabin that you're going into, whether it's an inside cabin or an outside cabin. The concierge takes care of the special meal if you may need it. They'll take care of you staying in a hotel maybe a week before you leave or a week after. There is no additional fee whatsoever for the concierge service that comes with Bonvoyage1000, and our members love that. Now, let me explain what's happening and how it works, so you have a working understanding of how this is possible. Because a lot of people, they can't get their head around how exactly it is that we're able to do this, especially for prices that no one else can match. Well, let's take an average hotel room, just a normal hotel, and it could be anywhere on the face of the planet. Let's say it's at the Bellagio, hypothetically. This is a hotel room at the Bellagio. If you call up and you wanted to stay there, they're going to quote you on the telephone something called a normal rack rate. Now, if it was a Bellagio, it's probably $249, but let's just say it's $159. That's a normal, what a hotel calls a rack rate. That's what it would call if you call up and say, I'd like to stay there tonight. What's your rate? They also have something called a discount rate that sometimes they offer at the hotel, but more often than not, you can get a special rate if you book online. So the online rate at the same hotel might be $129. Then, in addition to that, there are rates given to all of the discount clubs. In other words, you are very much familiar, I'm sure, with Priceline.com, Travelocity, Orbitz, etc. Well, they may have an even special rate, and that rate might be even less money. Now, all of these websites, these discount websites, they all advertise the same thing. And they all say this is the lowest possible price that you can get at the Bellagio. If there's anybody else that advertises a lower price anywhere in the world, we will match it. And they put that out there on Front Street. Now, here's what happens. Nobody's going to be able to give you a better price than that because they all have the same available inventory given to them by the Bellagio, because Bellagio knows they're not going to be able to fill every room in that 3,000-room hotel every night. They know there's a certain amount of breakage, there's a certain amount of rooms on a daily basis that are going to go empty unless it's a holiday of some sort. So those rooms, they know, even giving their discounts, they're still going to be empty. Those are the rooms that go to Priceline and Travelocity and the gang. But what most people are not familiar with are the private clubs. And there are 3, possibly 4 right now around the world. These private club memberships give their members access to rates that are so low they cannot be advertised to the general public anywhere because it would jeopardize the relationship that hotels have with Priceline and Travelocity. So only private members get access to these prices. And I'm talking about being able to stay maybe at a place like the Bellagio for as low as possibly $35 or $40 a night. That's one of the reasons they are never, ever advertised to people. They're never advertised to the general public. And not only is it the regular hotels, but right now we have 3, 4, and 5-star resorts and hotels around the world with over 85,000 hotels that participate with our private club. We have all 40 international cruise lines around the world. The consolidator puts all of the available inventory into our website, and then a lot of times we tell people to call the concierge because only about 25% of our available inventory is on the website at any given time. So most of the time, the actual inventory that we have you can access through our concierge. But we have all the timeshare resorts around the world, so you can go and stay in a 2, 3, sometimes even a 4-bedroom condominium and suites. And of the 32 private travel clubs, we actually access all but 2 of them. So we're going to get you where it is that you'd like to go. We're going to get you there in luxury. And a lot of the times it's going to be for about 90% off the regular rack rate of what's normally given to the public. Our prices are never advertised. It's only to our exclusive members. On any given year, we have over 2 million weeks available in over 100 countries to our membership around the world. Now, the accommodator that we use has been in business for 27 years. They are the biggest and they are the best. So let's talk a little bit about the industry that we're talking about right now, because the reason I want to tell you about it is I also want to tell you about the opportunity attached to this wonderful company. Not only can you vacation around the world, not only can you go on dream vacations that you never thought you'd make it to because of the cost or what have you, but the opportunity that comes with this is amazing. And let me tell you why. Just first, let me tell you the industry. What some of you may or may not know. The travel and vacation industry is an $8 trillion a year industry. It's larger than the oil and gas and everything else on the planet, especially now since we've got people that are coming online now for the first time, like in places like Russia and China and places that used to be third world countries that are now vacationing with their population around the world. Let me give you another statistic or a fact that you may not be aware of. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, 97% of everybody here in the United States, which is one of the wealthiest countries in the world, makes less than $53,000 a year in income. That's 97% of the working people in the United States make less than $53,000 a year in income. Now, the interesting part about that is, according to our own U.S. Department of Labor and the Direct Sales Association, with the same amount of time and effort that you put into your job right now every week, you are 5 times more likely to earn over $100,000 a year in network marketing than you are in your current job. That's a fact. Most people have no idea. But there's no way that you can work in a network marketing company and generate less than that if you're putting in a minimum of 12 hours a week. 12 hours a week puts you at over $100,000 a year in most network companies if you're doing it effectively and efficiently. Make no mistake about it. Travel and tourism is the oil business of the 21st century. As a company, we also have what we call very special deals. These deals are called Hot Weeks. Hot Weeks are introduced to our memberships every week on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. Now, what a Hot Week is or what a Hot Week does, they enable you to vacation at glorious resorts around the world for maybe as little as $100 for the entire week or $200 for the entire week in a 1, 2, or 3-bedroom condominium in places like Hawaii or Morocco or Puerto Vallarta, South Africa, and some of the other places that you see here for incredible prices from $100 to $400. And we have these available every single week of the year, and they're introduced on Wednesday at 1 o'clock every single week of the year. So the timing for our business now has never been better. I don't have to tell you what's happening not only here in the United States, but on a global basis. In the global situation right now, we have serious problems with our economy. Right now, here in the U.S., we have over 46 million people that are unemployed or underemployed looking for something to do. Some of them are PhDs. Some of them have been working for the same company for 30 years, and all of a sudden they just got downsized and so on. This is a spectacular opportunity to replace anyone's income of any amount of money. So if you're used to making $50 or $100 or $150,000 a year, it's certainly possible, determining, of course it determines on the effort that you put forth to generate that type of an income in our business. Right now, as we look at the road ahead, not only here in the United States, but around the world, our economy globally, with the global recession now, is sick. And because of it being sick, it's bringing a lot of financial stress to a lot of families around the world. I can't speak for everybody's individual situation in their country, but just to give you some statistics about what's happening here in the United States. Right now in the United States, we have a bankruptcy in the U.S. every 29 seconds. There's a foreclosure every 31 seconds. 38% of every home we have in our country right now is underwater, meaning that people owe more on the home than the home is actually worth. Depreciation has turned around and went the other way. Now, because of all the financial stress and all the other stress that we have in our lives right now, a lot of things are happening on the medical front. And what I mean by that simply is stress, doctors are now saying, is largely the #1 reason for heart attacks right now. All forms of cancers have some sort of stress at their core. It's increased diabetes, hair loss, depression, anxiety, obesity, and suicides around the world. So when a doctor suggests a cure for you when you have one of these things, they usually say the same thing. The only solution to stress is simple. Hey, treat yourself right, treat your family right, go on vacation, enjoy life a little bit before you're dead. Everybody thinks they got to go from the womb to the tomb in a Maserati. This gives you an opportunity to sit back, relax a little bit, enjoy life, be with the family, maybe get a massage in an exotic island somewhere. And when you start doing those things and taking care of yourself, a lot of these stress factors go away. Go to the places that you've always wanted to go. With Bonvoyage1000, we finally make that possible for so many thousands of families around the world. We can finally get you to places like Venice and Hawaii and Fiji, and maybe get you on a cruise for the first time for prices that you can comfortably afford. Not that you have to stretch to afford, but prices that you can comfortably afford. No matter where it is that you'd like to go, no matter how exotic it is. The first time you're able to totally relax from the financial standpoint to where it is that you'd like to go on vacation. So how are we different? There's lots of network marketing companies out there. There really is. They're almost under every rock anymore. But what makes our company different from all the others? Now, I know you might think that sounds like a cliche that a lot of companies use, but the fact of the matter is we are different, and we can actually show you how. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. The first way that we're different from all other companies, #1, 90% of other companies have a monthly auto ship. So once you join for $300 or $500 or $800, whatever it might be to join, the company's going to expect you to buy their product every month, whether it's a fruit juice or an energy drink or vitamins or whatever it might be, face cream. And normally those fees are anywhere from $150 to $200 or $250 a month of product that you end up either using or stacking in the garage. Not only do we not have a monthly fee, we don't have an annual sign-up fee. So next year we're not going to ask you to invest another $350 to get into Bon Voyage. We have a one-time fee. It is the only fee. There is never another fee for anything. Secondly, we have no monthly fee for our virtual office. We have a fantastic virtual office. We have a great website that we give to our people, which is a replicated website. And the trainings that we have are some of the best in the world, and they're free. You don't pay a dime for any of it. We have no monthly quotas. Sometimes when you get into a network marketing company, the company expects you to perform like a monkey on a string. They want you to do 4 sales this month, or you have to recruit 3 brand new people. Now, if you don't make those sales or recruit those people, your commissions will either be non-existent or greatly diminished because you either are not on auto ship or you didn't hit your quota. So that puts a lot of undue stress on a lot of people. And in our company, we have one objective that we strive very hard to achieve, and that is to reduce every bit of stress that you have in your life. Second thing that we've done, this is quite ingenious, Most people's marketing plans with other companies are very complicated. They really are. They take sometimes 45 minutes to an hour to explain. And then when they do explain them, your head ends up like a plate of spaghetti. You can't really explain it to anybody else. You're totally confused. They also have a product sometimes, especially if it's a drink or a juice or if it's a vitamin that's got all these different ingredients in it and they're okayed by the FDA and Oprah likes it and Dr. Oz takes it 3 times a day and let me tell you what the ingredients are. It takes 45 minutes sometimes just to explain the product. The beautiful part about Bonvoyage, we can explain the product in a minute. We have discount travel and discount vacations around the world. Okay, now you know what we do. That's our product. Our marketing plan can be explained in 3 to 5 minutes, front to back. And when we're done explaining it, you'll understand it fully and be able to explain it to someone else. And here's probably the biggest, most glorious part of the whole thing. You don't need a small army to generate a very serious amount of money with Bonvoyage. With most other companies, it takes a great deal of people to pay a mortgage payment or sometimes even to pay a super high electric bill. You need a lot of people to come in underneath you. Not in Bonvoyage. We make this business so easy, it's like going and getting a massage. We make it comfortable. We make it something that's fun and enjoyable that people like to be in. It's one of the companies that you love to tell your friends and family and neighbors about and your business associates about. You're not forcing them to pay $120 a month to buy some sort of an energy drink of any kind. It's a very easy, lackadaisical business. And now let me tell you the one thing that sets us aside from everybody else that's out there. Because of the differences that I just explained to you, and because of how marvelous our product is around the world that people use, guess what we were able to obtain in our first year? In the very first year in business, 25% of the entire company actually earned money. Now, when you compare that against the industry averages around the world in every network marketing company, the number of people that actually make money in a network marketing company is close to 5%. Do you realize that every single person that we have in Bonvoyage, we have 25% of them, 1 out of 4, has made $1,000 or more. No other company can boast that or say that. We can. And that is amazing. Now, how does it work? It is the easiest job that you've ever had, but it is a job. You will have to work at it. The money don't fall magically out of the sky. There are calls that need to be made. There are people that need to be talked to. But if you're willing to do that, you can work 12 hours a week on Bonvoyage. It's $100,000 a year in income for most people that do it. If you divide that, you're dividing down the annual income as well. A lot of people do this business simply in their spare time. You can certainly do that as well. And the reason is we don't need the big meetings anymore like they used to have with the great big meeting rooms and so forth. Most of the time right now, things are happening on what we're doing right now, on a webinar. You could bring your clients or something to watch a webinar like this, explain it to them in detail, and at the end they're generally ready to at least get started. It's $350. Most people have a go at it. They realize they'll spend that in their first vacation, and with this they'll save that amount of money in the next vacation that they take. So common sense logic kicks in for most of them, and it becomes a no-brainer. So bringing people in is a very simple thing to do. When they're exposed to it, they'll usually do it. But now let me show you how attractive the money side of it, beyond just the product side. We incorporate something called the Power of 6. The structure is what you see right now. It's in a pyramid shape, but it doesn't work like one. You don't come here at the bottom and then try to work yourself up to the top and cash out like the old airplane games and the pyramid games of old. With Bonvoyage, you are always at the top. You are always in the captain position. Now, the way the company operates is if you go out and you expose this or told 2 of your friends about it, and they decided that it looked very, very interesting, and they decided to get in, they'll come in underneath you. If they go out and talk to 2 of their friends, and they bring in 2 of their friends, you now have 6 people that have got involved with Bonvoyage because you got involved with Bonvoyage. Now, here's what happens. Every time there are 6 people below you in Bonvoyage that feel what we call a matrix. This is a matrix is what you're looking at of 6 people. You're always at the top, so you only need to find 6. Every time you find 6 people and those matrices fill in, the company will pay you $1,000 in cash. It will be directly deposited into your checking account the very next day. If you're here in the U.S. or Canada, for other countries around the world, you have to give us between 2 and 3 days. But normally by 3 days, you have the money in your back office, or I'm sorry, in your checking account. So if you're working the business, you can get to a point where you're actually making $1,000 a day, or $1,000 every 2 days, or $1,000 extra a month, depending upon how hard you're working the business. And keep in mind, you don't have to work this business. You can still take the vacations. A lot of people just sign up for that just to be a member. So there's no obligation whatsoever to become a distributor. A lot of people just join it like a Bally's, health club. They just join it to go work out. That's it. You don't have to be a distributor. If you want to be a distributor, all you have to do is find 2 people to join. Now you are what we call a qualified marketer. You can now market the business. And by the way, you only need two people, period. That's not 2 people a week or 2 people a matrix or 2 people a year. It's just find 2 and you're done. And you're done forever. Now, of course, this is for illustration purposes only, okay? There's no guarantee of any income. Some people will get in thinking that they're going to go to work and never talk to a single person and not make a single dime. But if you do that, I'd like you to recall one thing that I mentioned earlier. 1 out of every 4 people in this company has earned $1,000. We've got over 960 people that have made $1,000 in their first 24 hours. The day they got in, they made $1,000. That's, again, something that's just not done with other network marketing companies. If you've ever been in one before, you know I speak the truth. So how does this work? Let me give you a very quick Reader's Digest version of how the entire system works, and I think you'll be amazed and excited at the same time. Remember, you're always going to be the captain on your matrix. So when you go out and you start recruiting people, those people will always follow you. This type of a matrix is called a follow me matrix. The people you bring in always follow you. The people they bring in will always follow them. It's called a follow me matrix. So let's say you go out and you get 2 people that you personally recruit. They've invested $350. They start taking wonderful vacations around the world, and they have a supplement to their income now. Or maybe one of the spouses was not working, and this gives them an opportunity to go to work. They then go out and they get 2 people each. You now have 6 people below you. You brought in only 2, and then they brought in 2 each. You just made $1,000. Even though you only brought in 2, there are 6 people below you. You've made $1,000. Some people don't wait for the people that they bring in to bring in 4 people. Some people go out and start making phone calls right away, and they get 4 of their friends, and all of a sudden they have 6 people that you personally recruit, and maybe you did it in a day or 2 days or a week or a month. Fact is, 6 people is not a lot of people. A lot of people realize that very, very quickly. Every 6 people is $1,000 to you. So if you wanted to go out and do it in a day, you certainly can. We have many hundreds that have. Now, in addition, we have something called spillover. So the person that brought you in, if they're going to work today and they bring in 2 people, those 2 people are going to go underneath you in your matrix. If those 2 people now go out and they recruit 2 people each, even though you personally didn't talk to a single one of those 6 people, you don't know who a single one of those 6 people are underneath you right now. They're in your matrix, that's true. But they were put there, 2 of them anyway, by the person above you. And then they brought in 4 people. You just made $1,000 off the person that brought you in, who filled up your matrix for you. That's exciting, especially if you get brought in by somebody that's a real shaker and a mover. Now, in addition to that, there are superstars, people that are big-time network marketers that have like 10,000 or 20,000 people in their own downline. We also have people that have great big families, people that work in factories that have 500 people or 1,000 people in the factory. So let's say Joe, he got 5 people from work to come in or 6 people come in. He's going to cycle out. Let's say you still have these 3 spots available. He brings in another 6, he takes up the entire bottom row. So one person could take up 4 spots on your matrix to cash you out and make you $1,000. In addition to that, people that you brought in before, in other words, let's say you recruited 3 or 4 people last week, or 3 or 4 people a month ago, or 3 months ago, or 4 months ago. Every time they cash out and make $1,000, they come back to your matrix. So as people come back to your matrix, you're going to make $1,000 when you have 6 of them that come back to you. Now, they don't have to be all people that are returning to you, but a lot of times there are like 6 people that just cashed out that came back to you. Meanwhile, you ended up making $1,000 again. Any combination of what I just mentioned is also possible for you to make $1,000 with. Now, there's also another thing. You could have just one person come in, get real excited, started to tell everybody that he knew, started to make a bunch of phone calls, brings in 2 friends, they go out and bring in 2 friends, they're going to cash him out. As soon as he cashes out, he's going to come back to you again and take up another spot on your matrix. He gets 2 more people. You now have cashed out, but you only brought in 1 person, and that person went to work immediately. What's the benefit of that? Well, that person's business takes off like a rocket ship is the one major ingredient that happens right away. The second thing that happens, and this is even more important and more beneficial, instant gratification modifies behavior. If this person was normally a lazy person or lackadaisical or somebody that just didn't try very, very hard on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being, all-out massive action 100% of the time, he was normally a 4 or a 5. If you can put $1,000 into this person's pocket in their first week or their first day or their first month on a new business, and they see how easy it is to do, and they see how easy it was for them to make $1,000, they'll go out after another 1,000 and another 1,000, all of which circles back around and comes back to you, which helps you cash out on your matrix very, very quickly. It gets people plugged in, and it keeps them plugged into the business for six months, a year, 2 years, and so forth. You've got somebody now that's loyal to you forever because of the ease of making money. And of course, what happens over time is with residual income. What that means, when you cash out, you start your own matrix. The people that you recruited follow you. The people they recruited follow them. And because we only need 6 people, it doesn't take an Einstein to figure out that what's going to happen in a very short period of time, even with 4,000 or 5,000 people in your downline, you still can be generating a $10,000 to $15,000 a month income. That's not possible with most other companies. To generate that type of an income, you will need somewhere between maybe 15,000 and 30,000 people in your downline, because most of the time you only have 10% of the people in your downline that are actually working. So if you have 30,000 people in your downline, you only have 3,000 that are working. And if the commissions that are normally paid when you sell something are $25 or $15 or $50, you're going to need to make a lot of sales in order to create a $1,000 income, let's say. So that's beautiful. With us, you cycle just once a month. That's an extra $12,000 a year. If you cycle just twice a month, that's only 12 people. That's an extra $24,000 a year to supplement whatever income that you have now. 3 times is 36. If you're cycling once a week, making $4,000 extra each month. Twice a week, it's $8,000 and so forth. And the beautiful part is this is not that hard a deal. You can give our entire presentation from front to back in less than 15 minutes. We do not have a 45-minute sales pitch. We don't have to educate our people as to what travel and vacations are. So we can do that in about 3 or 4 minutes. We can explain to them how this marketing plan works in about 5 minutes. And after that, they're either ready to go or go home. They're either ready to say, yes, I'd like to vacation like this with my family forever, or no, $300 is a lot of money for me right now, thanks anyway. Or no, we don't really need the vacation, we don't need the opportunity. We're not vacation people. But at the end of 15 minutes, we can get a definitive yes or no from our clients. That's another thing that other people cannot tell you. They always get thrown into, can you call me back after the weekend? Or, I'd like to talk to my wife about it. Give me a call tomorrow morning. Don't really happen in Bonvoyage. Most people see that, they see the value, they see the cost, they realize that they need it and they're going to use it if they have it, and they generally jump forward and do it. And don't forget, we have a fun factor. When you talk about fun and vacations, enjoying life and being with your family, people are already magnetically attracted to it. So the opportunity makes it unstoppable in terms of getting into a person's psyche and wanting to do it. You know, you can get to a point with us in less than a year where you're actually cycling once a day. Folks, that's like $30,000 a month. Yeah, is there work there? Sure there is. But a lot of times it takes people 5 or 6 years to get that type of money generated on a monthly income. It's not possible with most companies in a year's time. It just isn't. And don't forget, you're going to have a fun time doing it, something that a lot of times you don't have with other companies. And see, what I like to do with my prospects and my clients is I like to reduce it to the money. I said, where is your money now? In a savings account where you're getting less than 0.5%. If you put $350 in the bank, you earn a whopping $2 all year if you let it sit there. If you put it in a certificate of deposit for 5 years, you'd make $7. Even if I paid you 2%, they're not even paying 2%. Mutual funds and U.S. stocks right now, 5 to 8% is what the average is. If you put $350 in the bank and you left it there all year, you'd make a whopping $28. You're telling me that this value of being able to take a nice vacation with your family isn't worth, you know, what it would take to invest the $350? But here's the one that really gets most people. I say to them, let's say you're not really a good salesperson. Let's say it takes you all year to find 6 people, and you only cycled once in a year. You see, if you just cycle one time and make $1,000, if you subtract your $350, you're going to make a profit of $650. That's 185% return on your money. It beats the heck out of 0.5% if you let it sit in a savings account all year. And people see and understand that value. It becomes a no-brainer for most people that look at it. It's a very, very attractive thing to do. It's not like any other network marketing company or MLM. It's straightforward like a purchase of a lamp at a store. It's just a good value for what it is and what it does. And it happens to give you a part-time job to go with it. Now, I know this call is going around the world, and I don't know or pretend to know what the tax situation is in all the different countries of the world. But I can tell you this. Here in the United States, when we have a home-based business that we're able to take on our taxes, that's a write-off for us of anywhere between $8,000 and $15,000 a year in additional tax deductions that we can't take if we have a W-2 income. So that in and of itself, for a lot of families, justifies it whether they take their vacation or not, or whether they ever cycle or not and make $1,000. The write-offs alone justify the price. See, right now our company is we're not very well known. We're a year and a half old, but most people still don't know who we are. We're probably about 8 or 9 months away from our genesis when we hit as a company critical mass, and everybody has heard about us at Starbucks and Costco and talking about it and so on and so forth. Right now, though, is a perfect time to get into a business like this, because the more people that you can put in the street in your downline, they become order takers when people find out about the business and what we do. And because of that, more and more people come in underneath you. Because of that, you cycle out more often automatically. And that is a huge attraction to a lot of people. The beautiful part about our company, more so than anything else, is it fits into so many people's criteria. I mean, it's already in their mental lexicon, if you will, in the terms of what they think about during the day. If you had a chance to stand in front of 100,000 people like the president's doing right here, and you could ask a question, and one of those questions is, hey, do you know anybody that needs a job? Most of us today, we know somebody that either needs a job or we need one ourselves, or we'd like one for our spouse to supplement our income. We're in the area of MIT, multiple income technologies. That's where we are right now. So you're going to get half the people in that audience in front of him are going to raise their hand. Yes, I need a job, or I know someone that does. But we also get to ask another question. And the second question that we can ask is, do you know anybody that needs a vacation? Well, now with what's going on with our economy, with the recession, with all the other stress that's out there, every hand in that audience is going to go up. And that's what our product addresses. And it does it so well for such a small amount of money that doesn't stress out a family. That's what's so beautiful about it. We can get people to where it is that they want to go. We can get them on their dream vacation, wherever that dream vacation is. And the one biggest claim to fame that we have, more so than anything else, we have almost 1,000 people that have made $1,000 in their first 24 hours, and you can too. If you've got a mortgage coming up here at the end of the month, or if you've got a car payment coming up. Think about it. 1 in every 4 people in this company, since the day it opened its doors, has made $1,000 or more. No other company in the history of the world, in this country or any other, can make that claim on any kind of an honesty basis. That's the power of 6. The marketing plan that we have, the simplicity of the explanation of what it is that we do, it makes for our people a very happy vacation, obviously, and a very easy way for them to generate an income. So I want to thank everybody for being on the call today. Hopefully you see a tremendous value here for yourself and your family. I encourage you strongly, get back together with whoever it was that invited you to the call tonight. Thank them. Buy them a steak dinner. Ask them what the next step is. How do you get started? Tell them you'd like to have a go at it because you're not going to miss $350, but you're definitely going to vacation. So again, thanks to everybody for being on the call tonight. And again, my name is J.J. Conway. And until we meet again, bon voyage, everyone. Have a great, great week.